Buddy, listen. Presented by Nebraska Furniture Mart. Sherm, you ever been there?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Matt, you a Nebraska Furniture Mart guy?
I am. We got a lot of stuff.
Go over there when you're bored, just hang out, walk around the store.
Garrick is convinced that you could go there cold, rainy day and just walk around for hours.
Really?
It's one of my stores I go.
Wow.
That's like, there's two stores in town that I can do that. It's Shields and Nebraska Furniture. I can just walk around, just go to the computers.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I don't.
They have food.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
They have coffee.
But if I go in there, I'm going to probably get something.
The problem, too, is when you get something at Nebraska, it's not like a $20, $30 basketball that you're picking up at Shields.
Yeah, no.
You're talking
there's
big
areas
money
that you
buys.
can stay away from in Shields that you can actually stay on budget. You go there and you're like, oh, I kind of want that new couch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pool table,
we need to
game.
put something up here. We need to do that.
Well, yeah, all this stuff is from Nebraska Furniture Mart. You can't beat it. That's
no,
what I mean.
You can't beat you can't beat that. You can literally go in there and pretty much
Anything for your house.
get everything.
Gym, couple of dumbbells for the boys.
I don't know if they have the man dumbbells in there, but
I mean,
It's a good spot.
it's a great spot. Nice parking lot they got over there. A little shared parking lot for Sporting Kansas City.
That's right.
yeah. Hey, you watched that game the other night?
I did.
Kind of
What'd
a
you think?
weird start time though, right?
I actually,
9:30.
you know what? I turned it off at like the 65th minute, I think. As soon as Sporting scored their fourth goal.
Oh, you stayed up. You stayed up longer than I did.
Yeah, I mean, it's way
I gave it
past
till
my
about
bedtime.
half,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, it's 3-1.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can wake up in the morning and
You
see
watched
them.
the full game? You were watching?
I was. Yeah, I
Sunday night.
that Sunday night game was bad.
What was the Sunday night game? It
Uh,
was,
Bears, Chargers.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
bad,
flipped it. I flipped it over to the Sporting Kansas City game. I watched that for a while. I saw two of the goals, which I had never I've seen like that, Euro League and all that stuff. But like those were goals.
They were.
Like, they weren't just little like header. Like those things were rockets coming from outside the
Outside the box?
outside the box, dude.
Have you seen the goals yet?
I think I didn't see the goals, but I saw there from like 37 feet, 40 something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
They
shot
played well.
there.
They played really well. It was a fun game to watch. It was raining a lot, which didn't seem to affect
Does
Sporting
that
at least.
does that affect soccer at all?
Rain?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Like, is that played on? Do the St. Louis have turf?
No.
No grass, dude.
Grass.
Most soccer places have grass. That's why they
Yeah.
know how to keep.
To
they
be
know how
honest,
to take care of their players.
the rain. A lot of people enjoy playing in the rain. I mean, unless it's like a downpour.
Yeah.
A little bit of rain's not bad because it makes the field faster. And so you want that like dewy grass.
Is that why they water the grass?
That's why they water the grass before, because it makes the ball move faster.
You didn't even know that, Sharon.
I didn't know that. No.
So they always water the grass right before the game and before warm-ups. And the reason they do that is because when you're passing the ball, when you're passing it on a wet surface, it travels faster. And that's what you want,
Slip and slide out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The ball moves faster than any person can. So you want, when you're trying to pass around and move the ball and move the other team, you want the ball to move as fast as you can. And so when it rains, a lot of people like that just because you can play a little bit better. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but like an August 3 o'clock kickoff down in Houston or Dallas, like the grass, the Bermuda grass, it's pretty thick. The ball it doesn't move very fast. It's slow. Those games are a lot different.
It's like the Bear Stadium.
Yeah, but like maybe Sporting Kansas City like keeps the grass a little bit higher.
Yeah, they
coming
could.
up
I
on
mean,
Sunday and like just know that it's going to be a little bit tougher and just play their strengths.
all of that
is there any like do teams do stuff like that?
Yeah. I think there's rules in place now, at least like for a league, where you've got your field has to meet a certain requirement. But like internationally, if you go from country to country and you're playing some of the international matches, oh man, it's wild. Some of the stuff they do, they'll grow out the grass. I've seen, they'll water the one side of the field for like the home team, but not the other half, like where you're traveling.
Smart.
So,
I like smart.
but I think they changed that rule. Like you've got to either water it all. You can't water parts of the field.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So talk to us. Oh, me and Sherm were talking about the MLS season. Talk to us about where they are right now. And they have a tournament halfway through the season, right? And then they have this tournament, or this is like the final championship deal. Like this is the playoffs. Do they have a tournament in midseason?
Yeah.
Tell us, like,
I feel like
explain
soccer
the
never
difference.
ends.
Yeah, I never know, like,
When
the gold.
Oh, this is the championship.
The gold. It's the Gold Cup's the midseason one. Is that right?
The Open Cup.
Open Cup.
Yeah.
What's the Gold Cup?
Gold Cup is when it's got North America, South America, and Mexico, right?
North America
And Canada,
South America,
right?
Yeah. So Gold Cup is international soccer. So that's like U.S., Canada, Mexico, all the Central American teams, some of the South American teams.
Like that.
Sherm's right.
You know your shit, buddy.
Hey, come on now, America.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough thing to explain, you know, but the regular season goes on, whatever. Regular season and then the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That is traditional American sports. So that is happening. In the middle of the regular season, there's 2 competitions now that go on. One is called the Open Cup. It is modeled after the FA Cup in England. So the FA Cup in England is one of the oldest competitions in the sport. It's a club competition, so it's not country. So it's a club competition, and anyone can enter. That's why it's called the Open Cup. And so and again, it started all the way back in England. So in England, the Premier League has 20 teams, but then the second division has 20 teams, and then the third division has 20 teams. So the FA Cup in England, there's like 200 teams, and it goes throughout the season. And so the early stages, there's all these like small teams, like dudes that are plumbers and in like the 6th division.
I love that.
And they're playing against each other, and then they advance, and then they start playing some of the bigger teams. And so you get these incredible matchups where you see like some team you've never heard of that are semi-professionals. They're playing against Man City.
That's kind of sweet.
It's awesome. It's a great story. So that's the FA Cup. So the Open Cup is modeled the exact same. But it's different because America doesn't have as many teams. We don't have the history.
Can we get a team together?
We can get a team together and enter the Open Cup. Absolutely. And that's happened before. So there's a team that they always put together. They're called the Des Moines Menace. But it's a bunch of college kids that live in Des Moines for the summer. They put a team together, and they've advanced pretty far. Like, they've played against professional teams.
Really?
Sporting Kansas City has played the Des Moines Menace in the Open Cup before. I remember when I was playing, we actually lost to a team called the Richmond Kickers.
Just a bunch of slappies or what?
Yeah, apparently not that night. Yeah, dude, we lost.
Jeez, I feel like, it's just one game too.
Just one game. Yeah, one game. It's a coin flip to where the game's hosted. So that's the other interesting part. Is
They had a high school field.
you could play. Yeah, you could go and travel.
We've got some connections at Blue Valley West.
No. If we do this, we're putting a field out here at your house.
No,
That'd be
no.
sick.
Let's go to Alma Mater. Get a whole bleachers, the whole
Real home
DAC.
field, home field advantage right out here.
Antioch DAC would be full for this
You
guy.
heard
to
him.
come
We can water the grass. We can keep it long on one side.
We'll keep it like that.
That's what I'm saying.
We won't hay it.
That'd
See
be
what
sick.
happens.
So literally, is there like any regulation to it, or literally anybody?
I'm sure there is, and I don't know all the rules. I think when you're putting a team together, you've got to have your players like registered through something. But yeah, man, you can go back and look. And I think there was a team this year. I forget their name, but they were a non-professional team. They made it to either the quarterfinals or the semifinals. But so, anyways, that is the Open Cup.
Okay.
It gets played throughout the season. So the early rounds happen at the beginning of the season, mid-season, and then the Open Cup final is always towards the end of the season. And then there's another competition that is brand new that is between the U.S. and Mexico.
Okay.
And that to me, that's just kind of a marketing.
I think that's what just happened too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what was that one called?
Gosh, I don't remember.
That's like what
is
Messi.
It the U.S. national team?
No,
it's a club.
Club team.
Yeah, it's not countries. It's a club competition. It's the first year they did it, but I think they took a 3-week break.
Right.
The MLS season took a 3-week break to like play this tournament where it was U.S. teams versus Mexico teams.
That's where Messi came in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did Messi play?
Yeah, that's when he was scoring all his goals.
Yeah.
Oh, so did they win? Who won that?
Miami
they
did
won.
win. Yeah.
Yeah, Miami won.
Miami won.
Miami
They
won.
didn't they beat like who did they beat?
They
It was another US team, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was another U.S. team in the final.
Cincinnati? That sounds
Yeah,
right.
Cincy. In the semifinals, though, it was against 2 Mexican teams. Yeah.
All right, so then
That's sweet.
so now we're in playoffs. So this is the playoffs.
This is the real
like,
playoffs.
what do they call
traditional
it?
MLS Cup.
MLS Cup. Okay.
So now all the teams you qualify for the playoffs. This is like traditional American playoffs.
I like the 3-game best of 3.
Is that throughout, or is that just one? Is it just
Is it
like
the
the
first
opening round?
Just the first round.
You still like that?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So
I mean, think about. I mean, the NFL couldn't do it, but it'd be like interesting to see.
I mean, they could. Like, these games are a week apart.
Either they could, but it'd have to be. You'd be going till probably end of February.
I mean, what's another 2 weeks? I mean, just the opening round though.
Yeah, so like what the wild card and like have
The wild card would be the 1-game play-in, which they just did,
the 1-game play in, and then
the first
divisional rounds
divisional
would be
round. Yeah,
3-game series.
that'd be nuts. Playing a team 3 weeks in a row.
I like it.
imagine some of the adjustments from week to week, like in
yeah.
football. You know,
It'd be weird.
it would almost be like
It'd
3
would
different
really
games,
It
game
would
plans, right?
really. Yeah, I think I mean, to an extent, you'd probably have 3 different game plans, but not much. It'd just be executing, maybe moving some guys around and figuring out different ways to get them open. But I mean, it would be interesting to see. Like, okay, Denver.
I mean, that was
3
weeks.
I mean, it was 2 weeks apart. They played them twice. They won one, lost one.
They played again.
They played again. What would happen?
Yeah, I feel like defense would have a lot of. I would say they're in favor. I would say defense is for sure in favor. There's only so much you can do on offense, and
Yeah,
like
what
you
I
said,
mean is just like
execution.
that'd be kind of cool to see.
So games won. So Sporting beat St. Louis. So now St. Louis.
Ass whooping.
Yeah, St. Louis comes here. How much adjustments are there in soccer? Is it more so? Yeah, are there adjustments from game to game when you're playing a team 2 weeks? Did you ever play a team 2 weeks like this?
Yeah, there was a few times where we did. There was a couple times in the playoffs where the playoff format has changed a couple times. Like last year, it was just purely single elimination.
Yep.
Now they introduced this 3-game series just for the first round, which I agree with you. I like from like the competition standpoint.
Yeah.
The timing is a little bit off, like Garrick was saying. It's tough. You know, you lose a little bit of momentum because you have to space the games apart. That's the only thing that I don't like about it.
Why do you have to space the game? I mean, how many games a week do you do those usually play?
I feel like 2, right?
The max that you could do would be a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. So I mean, you could play your series within a week. I don't know why they didn't do that, but right now it is Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So it takes a full 2 weeks to play one series, and to me that's too long. You know, you kind of.
Yeah, especially with these two teams being so close to each other, they could have. It's not like you're traveling across the country
Take the bus over.
to play. Yeah,
Yeah.
do they? They didn't have a team right when you
No.
played.
No, this
Do
is
you-
the first year. St.
Do
Louis.
they take the bus or do they fly?
They fly.
They fly.
They fly. There's a couple bus rides for teams, but they're mostly on the East Coast, like Philly, DC,
Yeah,
New England,
New
New
England,
York.
New York.
Columbus, Cincinnati.
Yeah, that would be a bus ride. Yeah.
I wonder if that would be interesting if
Did you ever
NFL would do that, a bus ride over.
Where?
If there was a team, I mean, there's.
They
Well,
were. I
guess
played.
Cincy and Indy are 2 hours, not
I
even.
played. We played St. Louis in the preseason.
The Chiefs,
The Chiefs.
and you fly.
And we flew.
That's 4 hours though.
Yeah.
We flew. Yeah, but like in college, I don't know. Did you take a bus a lot
Buddy,
in college?
What? Bowling Green?
I mean, I think anything under 6 hours was a bus ride.
Yeah,
in
when we
college.
played Rutgers, it was the only game that we would take a bus, and it was crazy. I mean, you'd bus all the way down
Yeah.
there.
We
You'd still get there the night before, but like busing back after the
Shit's
game
ass.
was that was.
we
nuts.
bust one time. Well, not one time, but like one time I can remember at Bowling Green. We went from Bowling Green, Ohio, to Bowling Green, Kentucky. I think it's like normally a 6-hour bus ride or something like that, buddy. Ohio's like known for construction on the highways, buddy. This shit took 12 hours down. So we get there at like midnight. And we play at like 11 a.m. the next morning. Buddy, we get ran out the stadium. They put the tornado sirens on during the game. Like we had a little bit of momentum, home field advantage. Fucked us.
Wait, they called a delay?
Yeah, they put the sirens on for like
was
15 minutes.
You think like maybe there was storms in the area?
Beautiful day out. Beautiful day. 75 and sunny.
No way. That sounds
So
like
then we had to hop back on the
town.
bus and go all the way back. After we just got smoked by like 30 points. And then the next day, the team meeting was like, the defense couldn't tackle anybody. The offense, we didn't do too bad, but like defense literally couldn't tackle the whole game. They spent, I think the team meeting was like 4 hours long. Coach went through every single play, like dog cussing everybody out. Fuck. That shit sucked.
Do you have any of those kind of meetings?
I don't think so.
Do you guys have like meetings and stuff like that, like game plan meetings or
Yeah.
in soccer?
Yeah.
How do those go?
Yeah. Just depends how the week's going.
Well, like say it like right now, like they just want like, what would the team meeting, like is there someone, hey, we try to avoid him like
Yeah,
getting
like
the
making
ball, like
adjustments?
and making adjustments to like,
Yeah.
hey, how do you stop? Like if you're playing Messi, how do you like what would your game plan be to stop him from touching the ball?
Yeah. So typically, what a normal, and again, I've only really been with Sporting.
Yeah.
I was played with them for 12
Yeah,
years
I mean,
under
you're
the
cool.
same
Like,
coach.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
awesome.
cool, man.
Oh,
That's
good
cool,
for
man.
you.
Hometown hero. Hometown team.
Yeah,
So,
I get
no.
it.
So I don't, I've been in only a handful of different locker rooms with coaches and stuff, and each coach is different. But the way that we used to do things was there would be a day of meetings that focused on the opponent only. And then there'd be a day of meetings that focused on ourselves. So, I don't know if it's Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever they do, but, the Tuesday is let's talk about the other team. Let's talk about St. Louis. Who are their threats? How do they like playing out of the back? Do they play a lot of long balls? Where can we take advantage of them? Where do we need to be careful? And then, so you kind of just focus on that, and that's in your mind all day. The next day you come in, it's a complete shift. It's all right. We've talked about them. We're aware of what they do, but it's not about them. It's about us. So now let's talk about us. This is what we're going to do. We got to get better, passing the ball. We got to get better on our corner kicks. And like, this is the stuff we're going to be working on.
Interesting. I feel like it's pretty, that's pretty similar to.
Well, it is. I just didn't know, like, practice-wise.
Yeah. So like that,
What
would be
like? What would your like? I feel like how much can you? I guess what would you do at practice? Like, there's no like, is there set
Fucking drills, buddy. Like,
Well, that's what I was at. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you just throw the ball out there and you play like a pickup game.
So
I'm not being rude. I'm not throwing anything shade
yeah, okay.
at you.
No,
I just
it's a
don't
good
know.
question. Hey, this is why I'm here, buddy. Listen, this is why I'm here.
Buddy, listen.
Buddy.
Exactly.
Normal week, you play Saturday night, you get Sunday off. Assuming you win, if you lose, you mostly get Sunday off. But Monday you come in, it's a regen day for the starters or anybody that played significant minutes. You go through, you're on the bike, you're in the tubs, you stretch,
Okay.
you lift a little bit if you want. And then the people that didn't play, they get like a real training session in. Tuesday and Wednesday are competitive days. So like pad days, I guess, to compare it. So like you're not really focused on the game plan. You're just you're competing. You're keeping score on everything. You're battling. Like you're getting in your work, for your fitness and all that stuff. Your individual drills, all that stuff. And then Thursday is like full team. It's not a walkthrough. Friday's the walkthrough, but Thursday is like big field, tactics, kind of walking through game plans, playing a little bit. And then Fridays, it's a walkthrough. You warm up, you play a little possession, you do some shooting drills. Everybody's feeling good about themselves. So you go into the game and play on Saturday.
You have any fights during the week? Teammates?
Uh-huh.
Like on those, Tuesday and Wednesdays, competitive days?
Oh yeah. That's the whole point of it. Get the competitive juices flowing, and the coaches know what they're doing. They set it up.
All
right.
right. So give me a story. Tell me a story of a fight. You don't have to give names on the soccer practice field.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, a lot
And
of
if
fights.
it was you, please tell me it was you in the fight.
No, I can't remember if I don't think I ever really got in a
Nobody's
fight.
fighting the hometown hero, man.
Yeah, I mean, they have the whole
City
the
on
whole
them.
city.
Yeah,
up.
Yeah, so you guys will like this because it's a soccer story, and it's not really fighting, but we had two guys going at it. This was earlier in my career, Michael Harrington and Hercules Gomez. I'll give you some names.
I like that.
They were kind of matched up against each other pretty much the whole practice, and they were just going after each other. And Harrington kind of came in late one time and clipped Hercules like on the back of the leg, and then Hercules said something, and he came in late the next time, and like they kept going at it, and finally it became a distraction, where they were just focused on that, and they were pulling each other's jersey and getting each other's face every single play. And so our coach, Peter Vermes, blows the whistle. He says, "Everybody come on in." And he goes, "Everybody form a circle around Herc and Harrington."
Yes.
He says, "You guys want to fight? All you've been doing all practice is fighting. You haven't been playing soccer. You've just been fighting. So let's fight. Everybody line up. Make a circle around these guys. We'll create a ring. You guys fight. Go do it."
Oh,
And
yes.
so they we formed a circle. We're like, what's going on? Like this is, and they kind of squared up, and nothing happened.
Sounds like baseball.
I was gonna say is soccer fight versus baseball fights. Like, what's more physical? You think?
A fight of baseball fights. I mean, dude, those guys that charge the mound.
Yeah, but
Those
they
are
just
some
kind of
big-
push.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I think it's pretty rare for like a soccer fight to actually people like land in punches. And
What do you think hurts more, a cleat to the calf or shin, or a baseball to the thigh? 100 mile an hour. Aroldis Chapman, 104 to the kneecap.
The kneecap? You said thigh.
All right,
now
thigh.
Because you're not wearing metal cleats, are you?
They make hybrid cleats now, and most guys wear those. So like the front two and the back two are metal, and then everything else is the molded. But they're not as long as they used to be.
I thought soccer
Sad
cleats
with
have
that.
I thought soccer cleats don't have anything like the front two, right? Like the top, like here,
There's no toe. There's no toe cleat on a soccer.
because it would get
cleat.
stuck when you're kicking, right?
Yeah.
You like that, buddy, huh?
But to answer your question, I've never been hit with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, but
We got a pitching machine downstairs. We'll see how
I'd
how
probably
it
get to
goes.
80.
My guess is that the baseball would hurt a lot more, but the soccer stuff happens a lot more often.
Right?
So I think it's more annoying.
Have you
How
you been
off-
cleated
Have I been cleated?
in the foot or?
I mean, I've been stepped on, yeah,
That shit hurts.
by like a 300-pound lineman going through
that
the hole.
buddy. That shit'll take you out for a couple plays.
It won't. It just hurts really bad.
Yeah, but you're running back. Like, I mean, you're on the sideline anyway. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I would have given you more plays. I just didn't get
Yeah,
the
okay,
opportunity
okay.
to.
Real quick, one of the worst things that happens on a soccer field to me is you're trying to clear a ball, especially as a defender. So like kick the ball far up the field or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you're winding up and you're kicking it, and somebody's kind of running next to you that's going to try and block it. And so they reach out to like lunge and try and block, and your follow through. So the bottom of their cleat is exposed because they're lifting up to try and block, and your natural swing progression from your foot just goes right into him, the follow through. So it's right at the top of your foot, and your foot's going full speed right into the bottom of their cleat.
a little UFC.
Top of
action.
your
Yeah,
foot.
that hurts.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
You got shin guards on, right?
You have shin guards on, but that's the
Talking
top of
about-
your foot.
I didn't know if it was like the baseball shin guard. Where,
No,
like,
no,
it just
no.
covers
Bro,
your whole.
what?
It was a joke, dude.
You fucking idiot.
Relax.
Hey, you gotta chill. Like, you gotta be better, be smarter than that.
Oh, buddy, listen.
I mean, it is, buddy. Listen. So soccer. All right. So we're at the end of the season. Do you think Sporting? How far? I mean, so this is first round. How many rounds are there? Is it four? What's football be? 4?
Yeah, so this
Yeah,
is
for
first
wild
round,
card.
8 teams in each division, so then it'd go down to 4. So yeah, there's 4 total rounds, just like football.
What's your prediction? You think Sporting makes a little run, get hot at the right time, type deal?
I think that they have a lot better chance than their odds probably show. I don't know what their odds are showing right now, but they're
betting. It sounds like he's a betting man,
Dalton, MLS Cup, Sporting. Let's go.
well, I mean they're the 8th seed, right? They're the lowest seed.
Yeah.
They snuck into the playoffs. So
Haven't they been playing the best in the
Exactly.
West since like after the first 10 games or whatever?
I asked Besler the other day for that play-in game. I said,
You asked him the other day.
yeah. I said, what are you thinking? He said, well, they're trending up. So, and what do you know? They win. So take that.
I mean, do you think they close it out Sunday?
I think they have to win the series. I think it's one of those games where
You don't want to go back.
yeah, if you go back, it's a one game. So I think that they need to approach this game as a must win. You know, they're playing at home. They can't be thinking about what they did. They played great. One of the best games I think that I've seen them play all season long. But yeah, they've got to go into this game and they've got to take care of business, because if you somehow lose this game at home, then all of a sudden the momentum's back with St. Louis, and then you got to travel back there for one game, and it just makes things a lot more challenging.
How much is the how much is Children's Mercy home field advantage compared to other MLS teams? I feel like every time I go to games, obviously I think the atmosphere is really cool, but I don't necessarily know if it's comparable to other MLS teams.
Yeah. Well, I think that when Children's Mercy started, it was one of the few like really, really good home field advantages. But now there's a lot of great stadiums. There's some really good fan bases now. So I think a lot of people are up there in the conversation. It's still a good home field advantage, but there's just other teams that have something similar. Yeah, I mean, Children's Mercy Park, I like how everything is so close.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went and played Atlanta United. They play at Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's intimidating because they get like 60,000 fans to their games in Atlanta. And it's
nice.
a world-class stadium, and there's just a ton of people. It's loud. But it's also they're kind of removed. Like once you're on the field, it's almost
so far
like
off the sideline.
yeah, it's almost like background noise. Like it's still really loud, but you can kind of tune it out. It's like white noise. But I think in Kansas City, because like the stadium is built the way it is, like the fans feel like they are on top of you.
Right.
And like you look up into the supporter section and you can actually like see people's faces and like hear what they're saying. And I think that adds like a bit of intimidation and some personal stuff.
Get out there, dude. Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's during the afternoon, but
Oh,
I mean,
Sunday afternoon?
I might. You asked me if I was going to the game.
No, I didn't.
Oh, who was that?
Have you been to a game? Have you ever
I've been to a couple games, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go out there.
Are you going to the game Sunday?
I think I think I'll be there.
Hopefully they who would they play next?
They would play the winner of, so this is 1 versus 8. So they would play the winner of the 4-5 series, which.
Oh, St. Louis is the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you said that, but I thought that was next round.
No.
Yeah.
Damn, we should have took those. Should have bet on that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You could probably still get in.
It's probably not good. It's probably not as good. I've been a little off on my bets lately.
Oh.
Dalton can
Dalton's
that.
Dalton's your bookie, right?
I mean, yeah, technically.
He takes care of your bets for you.
Yeah.
Do you bet?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I never got into it.
I've never got into it. I don't know half of what I'm supposed like. I don't know what plus 200 any of that stuff means. I don't care. I'm not gonna bet points. I don't get that. I'm just gonna no.
It's fun. I mean,
It's not fun though.
I mean, if you're losing, yeah, it's not fun. But like, it lets you watch other games and it gets you into other sports. Like, I'm not like heavy into basketball, but like, I'm not gonna watch a Pelicans versus the Nuggets game randomly on TV. Like, but if I'm betting, like, hey, buddy, I'll be tuned in. Like, think I know what I'm talking about. It'd probably be the same deal with soccer. If I bet on soccer, I'm like, come on, we gotta kick the ball out wide, right? Keep that thing out wide, attack the middle.
I gotta tell you,
when I was watching that, I was like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna get him tired, and they started kicking it back and forth.
No.
I got to tell Sherm this story about when you played on the celebrity game.
Oh,
Has
yeah.
he heard this?
Oh, probably. If it's something important with Gehrig, I probably heard about it.
Maybe.
Garrick texted me some random afternoon. He's like, "Hey man, I'm playing in the what was it called?
It was
The
like
media game?
The media, yeah,
It was
media halftime show.
The halftime game. They invite all the media members, some celebrities, or whatever, and it's a cool deal. They give everybody a uniform, so like you dress out, and you get to play on the real field at halftime. And so he was kind of telling me, like, what should I do, and what's going to give me the best chance to score. And I was like, you got to stay out wide because in the media game, they put just a ton of people. It's like
25 versus 25 or something like that.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
20
too many
versus
people.
20.
Super crowded on the field. So I was like, you just got to stay out wide. That's going to give you the space. The ball's going to pop out, and I want to see you run, because that's what all the fans want to see. They want to see Gary, up and down, up and down the wing. So sure enough, I'm up there. I'm watching from like the top so I can kind of see the view, and you're kind of hanging out there on the sideline. I'm like,
Coachable.
oh man, like
I'm staying wide.
he's listening. Like I hope the ball actually pops out there, because if not, he's just going to be standing there waiting. But the ball popped out, and he took off, and somebody found you and played it into the channel, and you took off. And to be honest, it was pretty fun to watch. And he, I think you either crossed one in or the ball popped out, and you had an assist, right?
Yeah, ball popped out. It was supposed to be Sherm. Sherm didn't show up, so my buddy Bryce was wearing a 2X soccer jersey. He was swimming in it, and the ball popped up. I think I gave it like a hit pass. I think it bounced a little too high. I think I gave it a little one of those, and Bryce just closed his eyes and kicked it in. But yeah, I tried to stay wide the whole game. Like you said, I'm a coachable guy, so I'm staying wide, trying to run up and down, and it worked for a little bit. But I feel like in a game like that, where the people aren't as athletic, I think you can just go right up the middle and just kick the ball and go. I think there's like 4 goals scored just right down the middle. Dudes were just taking off. But I don't think I'm that skillful with the ball, so I think staying wide was probably my best bet. But Sherm didn't show up. I think he was scared to put on a bad performance. This guy doesn't run anymore, so.
He's a family man. I mean, I know you are too, but
I got
he's probably busy.
baseball tournaments.
You didn't have anything going on that night. You just didn't want to come and
No,
run.
I was what was it? What night was it? I'll tell you right now. What night was it? Like a Monday, Tuesday?
It was a weeknight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably practice.
This was like 2 months ago, buddy.
Okay, I mean, practice has been going on since August.
I don't know. All I know is you didn't show up. You were supposed to be there, and I was hyped to be out. That's the only reason I really played in the game was because we were going to play together.
Hey, listen, there's things that happen and things that don't happen, and I don't know what to tell you.
All right, well, Chiefs. Let's talk a little bit of Chiefs then. Are you into Kansas City sports / Chiefs do you get?
I would consider myself a good fan. I would say in recent years, it's been harder to like watch every single game and follow like all the roster movement, and so just.
You could say it. We stopped playing, and you just don't care about the Chiefs anymore. It's fine.
So I mean, I feel like I always know kind of what's happening, how they're doing, but I don't sit and watch every single play of every game. We'll typically have the games on. If it's close, fourth quarter, I'll make it a point to sit and watch. But a lot of times, like, kids are running around, and I'm kind of glancing.
Are you a Red Zone channel guy? Do you have Red Zone?
Don't have Red Zone.
He's got what is it?
MLS, Apple, Season Pass.
Season Pass,
Pass. All right. So, did you grow up a Chiefs fan?
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, they're a
What
lot.
else would he grow up to like? What?
Buddy, I grew up in Indiana. I was a Packers fan. Like,
All right, Indiana, which is fine to be a Packers fan.
I mean,
Like I feel like if you grew up
or the
in
Bears,
Kansas City, I feel like you're most likely a Chiefs fan.
I mean, it was a question. I was just asking him. Like,
It was a bad question.
all right, so grew up a Chiefs fan. Obviously, they're a lot better now. They've had a lot of success in the last 5-6 years. How much do you? I don't know how to word this, because you don't necessarily know like behind the scenes on like position wise, but like what's your biggest concern as a Chiefs fan right now watching their games?
Yeah. So I think that the defense is probably overperforming to what their mean is going to be.
Okay.
Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe they'll be, one of the top defenses in the league
Wow.
all season long. If
take.
they are, great. But my concern would be that they kind of take a step back closer to maybe where they're at.
Like a couple better offenses.
Yeah, and so right now I feel like the Chiefs are barely getting by, and their defense is playing out of their mind. And so if the defense takes a step back, which would be okay, like that's maybe is expected, then are we going to start losing more of these closer games?
I'm shocked right now.
That's a good point.
This is a fucking awesome take. Awesome take from the soccer guy.
I would agree. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have that take because they just think straight offense. But I like that take. It's a fair.
No,
take.
I think he could be very. I mean, they ran the ball fairly well this weekend, the Broncos.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be surprised if there's other teams that don't. I mean, you know how Miami kind of gets those guys moving run game wise. Yeah, I think you could be really onto something. I think for obviously for Gehrig, and he's tweeted out and he's gotten some slack.
Well, can we let him finish his take? Hold on.
He did. He's done with it.
No, do you have anything else?
I mean, I have maybe a couple other things.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, share.
No. Don't let Sherm.
I was really no.
Sherm's just trying to get on my ass, but we'll let you finish, and then he can get on my ass. What else is your concerns?
So I think to wrap up the whole defense thing, I think from what I've heard, and I've heard you guys go on too, but everyone says, oh, the Chiefs defense is going to be great all season long because is it Spagnola, like he's known, like his defenses just keep getting better and better and better, and
yep.
And like that's great, but I think the reason why Spag's defenses have gotten better is because they started the season not very good, and they've had to get better. And so I think everybody's assuming that, oh yeah, imagine how good they're going to be at the end of the season if they're starting out. Like I think that's a scary thing to assume. It's
hard to maintain a certain level.
It's the NFL. It's everything kind of ebbs and flows, and you. So that's the whole defense side. The offensive side, I mean, the receivers, I think they've got to figure it out. There's got to be better options. You can't just focus on Kelsey, because if he has an off game, if he gets injured, if teams really focus on him and take him away, there's got to be somebody else that steps up as your go-to guy. Because if not, then it's going to be tough to really score points. And I think we saw that this weekend. Like things were just a little bit off, and they didn't have enough options for them to get over the hump.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm done. That's my take. I don't know if that's a good take or not, but
no, I think it's really good. I like it. No, I think defensively, I think there was a couple players exposed for what I think Gehrig and I have known for a little while, that they're okay. They're not great. They've been covered up for a long time, and we'll see if they continue to show their head and show their hand more and more the rest of the year. But no, I mean, I think everyone knows Gehrig is really hard on the receivers, and I'm pretty sure he put out a tweet that just asked the same question he asked you, and then decided to preface that by saying he gets the itch to play when he sees performances like that. And I don't think that was taken very well.
No, it wasn't.
By the fans. They started harping on him. I think one fan said someone had more receptions and yards in this one game than you had in your career.
Yeah, it's tough. You got to be careful on Twitter. I mean,
I don't know what.
Everybody's going to roast you at the end of the day, so you just got to, like me, I'm not going to take it personal.
My thing
I think
is,
it's
though,
pretty funny.
and I was going to give you a compliment here. I was going to give you that hard time, but then I would take Gehrig right now. I would take someone that is reliable, someone that is going to give everything they have, and someone that can catch the ball. That is the biggest thing that we see right now, is guys dropping passes that need to be caught. Like, if there's no other like, I think if the game, and not even talking about Sky, but who was the
Rashid Wright?
I mean, like over the middle, wide open.
There's a bunch of them,
and he drops it. Like, that changes the game. I mean, the game is still super close at that point. Yeah. If he catches that, it sparks something in the rest of them to like pick it up or, opens the run game. Because now, like, whatever it is, right now they're just not clicking. And I don't know, we've kind of talked about it. I don't know if, I know what Pat says in the media and stuff like that, but I just don't see him fully trusting those guys.
Yeah, I think actions speak a lot louder than words. Obviously, Pat's going to sit back every time in the media.
He's going to be professional.
He's going to be professional. He's going to say the right things and say he trusts the guys. And same thing with Coach Reed. Like, he's not really ever going to throw anybody under the bus. But at the same time, like you said, there's a lot of plays that are being left on the field. And obviously, I'm not sitting back and watching, like, the game film. Like, there's probably guys open, like, the receivers probably get open a good amount of the game, but we just don't necessarily see it on the TV copy. But yeah, I think it comes down to the trust. I think that's the biggest thing that I see with Pat and the receivers is that they're not making plays when Pat throws them the ball. And usually you can obviously drops happen. It's the NFL, like physical mistakes are something that nobody can control. But at the same time, when Pat throws you the ball, and who knows if it's once or twice during the game, and a DB makes a play on the ball like the MVS that he knocks it out of his hands, or Rashid Rice drops the ball over the middle, or Sky goes over top and drops that one. I mean, those trusts, it's like, all right, if I throw him the ball, I know he's going to make the play versus, man, I throw it, I'm going to close my eyes and hope for the best. That's kind of what I feel like is going on with Pat right now.
You have that. I mean, you see if it's a big third down or if it's a fourth down play, you know who's getting the ball.
Yeah.
Everyone in the stadium knows who's getting the ball.
I think that should be a huge concern because, like you said, like, boom. I mean, it's
you
NFL,
were talking about last week. Like, there's going to be teams that say, we're going to double Kelsey.
Yeah.
We don't care. We're going to clamp him down. Wherever he goes, we're going to have two guys on him. We will lose to someone else, and we'll be okay with that.
And they did. And they lost.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because the Chiefs had somebody else that went and beat them that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And they don't.
Consistently, how much
we
can
need
you
to
do that?
I'd like to see, especially this weekend, like,
That's gonna be huge,
whoever it is, to just step up and, like, be like, screw it, I'm going to be the guy.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
This is a big weekend because, I mean, obviously Miami's a great offense. They're a great team. And then they have guys that can stick Kelsey one. I mean, not really anybody can stick him one-on-one, but, like, Jalen Ramsey could probably hold his own against Kelsey. And I think that's a matchup the Dolphins will probably lean on, is stick your best player on the Chiefs' best player. And, like you said, let somebody else beat you. And they're going to have to. I mean, obviously it's that point of the season where you need to start seeing a couple things change. Otherwise, hopes and dreams for Chiefs fans go down.
Today's the deadline.
Yeah, I know.
Do we have any?
I don't know.
We think anything's going to happen?
Fun.
I mean, I think you got, 3 more hours?
Yeah, something like that. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think, last year they got Kadarius, which this year doesn't show like he's doing much. Obviously, they got McCole back, but it's like, man, how fun would it be to see, like, I don't know. I mean, we saw how much fun it was to have Tyreek here, but obviously he's not coming back. So, like, I don't know, a guy like D-Hop, if he came here, obviously he had a big game last week.
Well, yeah, just to see.
Somehow you trade for some other big name. You just want to see somebody else. You want to get excited again, which who knows if this week can happen. Somebody else steps up and you get back excited. Chiefs fans are pretty emotional. Like, you can have one bad game and it's like, all right, the whole season's done. Like, you should have seen how many replies I had. It's like everybody's so emotional over one game. Like, buddy, they're still 6-2. Like, they're still one of the best teams.
There's been one team to go undefeated.
Yeah, that's not going to happen ever.
No, I'm saying there's been one team in the entire 100-something years of the NFL to go undefeated.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's an interesting point in the season. But things are they're sitting in a nice spot. At least the division's not as good as it's been the past couple of years. So they don't have to really worry about too much. They can figure out a lot of things out.
All right, so let's go to the next topic and let's talk about those.
Hold on. International games, though. When you play for Sporting, did you guys play any international games?
Yeah, a few.
Like friendlies and, like, not just in Mexico, like somewhere else.
Yeah, not like they're doing in the NFL. Not like on a normal week where you're having to fly over.
I was gonna ask. That's what. So Miami. So obviously the Chiefs play Miami in Germany. Miami left yesterday. The Chiefs don't go till Thursday. do you think that would mess you up as a player? Like you're traveling, I don't know, I think it's a 10-hour time difference. You're traveling, man, that would be, you're going to get there 2 days before the game
I've done it.
in London.
Yeah.
When did you go?
Thursday. Left Thursday night.
Did you lose?
No, we spanked the Lions.
Did they go early?
Yep.
I mean, what would you feel?
I think that
It's a mindset.
the jet lag is it's more the time change. I guess that's the same thing, jet lag and the time change. 100% agree with what Sherm just said. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
You make your decision, and there's pros and cons to everything. And there's cons to leaving early. There's cons to leaving late. And it's if you're a coach, then or if you're a leader on the team, then all you're talking about is, hey, we're leaving on Thursday. The reason we're leaving on Thursday is it's going to give us a competitive advantage because of these reasons. And that's what you're focused on. You're not focused on, oh, I know, but like we're leaving early and they're leaving 2 days before. Like it's mindset.
I mean, it is. And honestly, like when we did it, we had our normal Thursday. We had, walk through, practice. We ate dinner at the facility. Everyone changed and got on the bus and go to the airport. And the thing is like we flew over there at night. So like everyone just slept. Now you don't get a great night's sleep.
Right.
But when we landed, it's Friday morning.
Right.
So you get up. I think we got to the hotel, like, I don't know, 10:30, 10:45 in the morning. Had a couple hours, 2 hours to like get yourself situated, kind of relax. And then we went to Fast Friday practice. And it was awesome. Like it was probably the most fun practice we had in my time with the Chiefs. I mean, we had music on the stage. We played in like a rugby soccer stadium, like one of the smaller. It was, a little bit away. Had an awesome practice. It was under the lights, so you know how that changes everything. Like Friday night, you had practice. Saturday, got a lift after. We have Saturday walkthrough. You have the rest of the day off to like recover and just hang out in the room or go do whatever you want to do. And then Sunday you play and you fly back after.
I mean,
my thing is like, for me is like, the way I look to things is like there's less chance, and I don't know how you would think about it, like less chance for guys to get into trouble.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But like you're going to Germany. Like I would love to go to Germany for a week.
It's a business trip. It's not for you to go on vacation it's a business trip.
I mean, you can play both sides of that.
Wow. I mean, these guys are probably out, like, I don't know what time it is, and I don't even, like, they're probably out right now. Like, would you rather have the guys here worried about the game plan than being like, where are we going to go in Germany tonight to have a good time?
I mean, we went to Miami for the Super Bowl. Same deal for a week.
Yeah, and what the hell did we do for the week?
Sat in
Fucking
a hotel room.
Sat and watched Top Dog and bet on freaking games.
Live PD.
He was
Live
he was
PD?
betting.
That's what I'm saying. He's a
Yeah,
liar.
I didn't bet.
All right, so
We watched
think it just-
Fisher. We watched Fisher, Blake Bell, and Pat, and then we were just the hype men that would yell and scream about like, oh, who's gonna win?
I think it just depends on like your coaching style too. Like, Coach Reed is probably a guy who wants to eliminate distractions and make it a business trip, and that's his deal. And so that's what the team buys into. That's their mindset. But like a Pete Carroll might, pitch to the team like, hey, we're going to go over there on Tuesday or Wednesday, enjoy your time. But on Sunday, we better be ready to play. And those guys, they enjoy their time and they come out, they're loose. And maybe it works. Like there's different ways to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess there's not really there's not a right answer. We'll see.
No,
I think
I think
you can figure it out.
Who was it? Jacksonville just did it in London, right?
Yeah,
they
but
played
they
back-to-back weeks,
and they smoked them the second week.
They smoked them the second week, but like they were there for the entire 2 weeks.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Would it?
2 weeks on a vacation with the boys. That should be fun.
Listen, I'm all for, but like, I don't want to go over there and play football. If they want American football, start their own league, pay people to go out there and play. Don't make us go out there.
I mean,
because now the people in Arrowhead, no one realizes. I mean, obviously fans realize it, but like you lose a home game that you get to go tailgate and be with your buddies at Arrowhead cheering on your team.
yeah,
Because the NFL
yeah.
wanted to make more money to go to London or Germany or all this other shit.
Yeah, I think this game specifically, I think a lot of fans are upset with just because it's the Dolphins. Like, I don't think they would have cared if it was like I don't know, the Lions or just another random NFL team. But like, since the Dolphins have Tyreek, everybody wanted Tyreek to come back, play at Arrowhead for the first time. But we don't get that, and we'll see it on TV, I guess. But Germany will be sick to go to for a week with the boys.
I've got a question for you real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
And I know we got to move on to the next topic, but
No, I'd love to hear your question.
Tyreek coming, I guess, not coming back, but playing against the Chiefs again.
Mm-hmm.
So in soccer, a big tradition is that if you leave teams and go to another team and you play your old team and you score, you don't celebrate. It's kind of like an unwritten rule
Really?
in soccer. And most people follow it. Especially the guys that like were with a team for an extended period of time, or they had like some big success with a team.
Yeah.
They're on a different team and they're playing it. Like if you were with the team for 1 year and whatever, you didn't really do anything and whatever you played them, then okay, you can celebrate. But significant players, they don't celebrate.
And why is that?
I don't know. That's what they do.
Soccer tradition.
No, I mean, I
think like out of respect to,
the organization, the fans,
the other
or whatever?
fans, I think it's probably a fan thing. I don't know. Have you even heard of that in the NFL?
No,
that
there's not a chance.
Like if
I'll tell you
Tyreek,
right now,
Tyreek
if he
he's
scores,
going fucking crazy.
he's going to act like a fool.
He might.
Which is, that's just how he is in general.
Big German beers, like the big beer fest beer. Like,
Or they're usually in big mugs, glass mugs. So
that's what I was saying.
Like,
what'd I say?
no, I'm just saying I wouldn't necessarily do that with the big German mugs because they're going to break, and then there's glass in the beer and stuff. So
what if the game was at Arrowhead? Tyreek comes and plays.
he would attempt. I feel like he would attempt to jump in the stands or something.
But from the fans' perspective, what kind of reception is it? Is it mixed? Is it mostly appreciation? Is it some booze?
With Tyreek, I think there's such a mix.
I think there's
because he has done a lot of talking about the Chiefs, and which is like, I mean, the Chiefs are obviously the hottest topic in the NFL. So it's like, how does he not talk about them? He played here for a long time, and Tyreek's an outspoken guy. Like, he's going to go out and speak his mind. So I think he's lost a good amount of fans, but I think a lot of fans, since all this receiver stuff is going on now with the Chiefs, like really appreciate what he was as a player.
I think honestly, if you really want to mess with him, I think he would anticipate a lot of booze
and cheer him on.
And then if you flipped it as fans and
nice
came out and like, we're like, yeah, we love you, Tyreek. Yeah, it would. I think it might maybe just a tad bit mess.
I think he'd talk shit from the get go, and
no, he would, but I think it would be like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah, they would cheer for him right away, and then I think they'd probably switch gears.
I think if the Chiefs didn't win the Super Bowl last year, there would be a lot more booze.
I would agree.
If the Chiefs went last year and struggled offensively
and look like they do this year without Tyreek, that would
then there would be a lot more people. But the fact that they went out and they won a Super Bowl, I think a lot of people are like, you know what, it's all good.
Yeah. Now I think you'd still get. I don't think even if he didn't celebrate, they would still boo if he scored.
Yeah. There would be some, but I'm just saying maybe not as many.
No, they would be. It wouldn't matter to football fans.
He'll have some tricks up his sleeve. That guy's been creative with the celebrations this year, so I can only imagine what he's got planned up for the Chiefs. Yeah.
So like I've always, and I don't know if you're like this, but we've talked to a couple guests on here, and like George was talking about how he pulls for guys that he had either played with or had been in the organization when he was there, and now that or is not there. Like he pulls for those teams. Were you like that in soccer? Like ex-teammate goes for another, you want to see him do really well? Or was it like they're done, you don't care how they do?
I think it just depends on the guy. Like, I would say for the most part, when you're in a locker room with somebody and you really get to know them, as long as they're not a dickhead, I'll root for that guy. I've connected with that guy in a different way, and I will always kind of be a fan and kind of be rooting for that guy. The guys that are dickheads, I would say I would never root against somebody. Like if someone's in the locker room and I don't get along with them
Yeah.
and they're selfish and they go to a different team, then I'm not like following that guy hoping he does bad. But it's more just like, all right, that guy's out.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care what happens to him. I'm not following that guy. But if there's somebody in the locker room who you become friends with, you respect, is a good teammate, works hard, all that stuff, and they go to a different team, then I think you are, paying attention and hoping for the best and cheering them on.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I'd say spot on. All right, so now we can move on to pickleball. So we did a.
Did you give?
So Sherm, I watched it back and like it was just you were talking too much during my deal, so I had to just cut it out and we had to redo it.
I mean, I didn't talk enough.
So we got 2 Adidas pickleball paddles. They're pretty solid. I mean, for a normal player like Sherm, somebody that doesn't play too often, these would be pretty solid paddles. So we're gonna give these 2 things away. Follow Adidas Pickleball, follow Buddy Listen, and comment on this post. We're going to pick 2 winners. We might sign them. We might not. We'll leave it up to the person that wins if they want us to sign them or not. But, yeah, tag two buddies, 2 pickleball players. And, yeah, we'll go through and pick them. Sherm doesn't have Instagram, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But I'll let Sherm go on here and pick them. I'll let him scroll through, let him see Instagram a little bit, get the itch back, get him back on the gram. But, yeah, Adidas Pickleball. Besler's quite the pickleball player himself. Have you thought about joining the PBX? League for Retired Athletes?
No, not really. I've read about it. Obviously, you went down there to Phoenix.
Yep.
A couple of weeks ago, heard good things about it. I'm intrigued. I think it's a great idea, but I know that stuff probably takes a little bit of time to get up and running and get some momentum. But
yeah, it's definitely up. It's definitely up and coming. I think just like pickleball, it's up and coming, and there's a lot of leagues that pop up left and right, and a lot of them don't necessarily have direction on what the league looks like or kind of where to go. But I think PBX has done a cool job of. I think the concept's really cool. I think getting a bunch of retired pro athletes together and really just kind of playing pickleball and then selling that to normal fans or normal people that play pickleball it's a cool concept. We'll see if it ends up working or not. But, I mean, I got to play with Luis Gonzalez. Eric Gagne was there.
We don't care.
Okay.
hey, you know what? You got my number. You can just call me.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean,
he knows the commissioner, so if you want to get in, you're in.
Well, Sherman's talked about switching over and playing some pickleball, but I don't think he's athletic enough.
Isn't Golden Tate behind that? Yeah.
He's part of it.
He's part of it.
Yeah, he's part of it.
Yeah.
He's
Just
supposed to
know
be good.
if I beat Gehrig at all in pickleball, everyone's gonna know about it.
But it would never happen.
Absolutely,
How
you
do you
should.
say it's not gonna happen? You lost to a bunch of 7-year-olds.
Besler will tell you they'll sneak up on you. That's the only sport some of these kids play. Like, what am I supposed to spend all my day and night to play pickleball? Like, I'm gonna go and have fun.
I'm gonna get a
compete.
ringer as a partner, and we're gonna go dominate.
Yeah, but you're only as good as your partner. Besler will contest to that.
Besler's gonna be my partner. He doesn't know that yet, but
They would pick on your ass the whole time.
That's fine. And when I dominate,
Doesn't
they're
work
gonna be
like
like,
that.
"Oh shit, maybe we should probably pick on someone else."
It doesn't work like that. Matt, can you tell this guy how pickleball works? Like,
I've watched pickleball. I know how it works.
no, you don't.
Yeah, they attack the weaker player
Yeah, so you would get
until
exposed.
you're not the weaker player anymore, and they're like, "Oh shit, there's no weakness on this team. What are we gonna do?"
Tell this dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell this dude how.
You know what I'm saying, Gary?
Yeah, but your ass.
How do you know? You've never seen me play.
We have played, and you don't play often. And if you
I don't
don't
need to
play
play.
often, you're not
Listen.
going to be good. It's like
Listen, I'll
anything.
just take that paddle right there, and I'll go win. Just saying.
It's kind of embarrassing how you're embarrassing yourself right now. I feel bad for you.
I'm not.
You're a young pup, buddy.
How about we go play next time you guys are playing in Chicken and Pickle?
Me and Besler will be on a team versus you, and you can get the best player in Kansas City. I guarantee we smoke you. It won't even be close. We'll get Benny Boy, Ben Newell, best player in Kansas City.
No, I don't want Ben.
He's the best player in Kansas City.
Well, that's awesome.
Who do you want? You want Brad Penny?
Maybe
No.
call a couple of my buddies.
All right. I just don't think you're going to. It's not going to be a good day for you. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, just like you can claim that you've beaten Brad and you haven't.
I'm not going to get into that because he's not here to defend himself because he would admit it. All right, so Halloween, Sherm. You excited for Halloween? Do you participate?
I don't dress up now.
Matt, do you participate in Halloween with the kids?
Yeah.
What's your guys' family? You guys any family traditions? Any themed costumes this year? You let the girls pick?
Yeah, let the kids pick. We definitely, we're not that family that has to do like the family themed costumes. Let the kids pick. Some years I'll dress up, some years I won't. We don't really have any unique traditions, unfortunately, just the normal stuff. I will say, like, the fall festival stuff, like, everybody's got their go-to spot. Like, ours is Lewisburg. We love going out to Lewisburg Cider Mill. Yep. We got to get that in at least once. So we were able to go out there maybe 2 weeks ago, loaded up on those cider donuts.
Shit.
It was good stuff. Got some pumpkins out there.
Every time we go
you give out king size candy bars at your house?
Yeah, that's a good question. What kind of
candy are you giving out? Like like the bag of assorted candy with like the little baby things, you giving out like full size candy bars?
Yeah, we're pretty standard. I'm not in charge of the candy. That's my wife, so she's just buying it at Target and getting like the fun pack. The thing is, so this year I would love to get your guys' opinion on this. So in years past, so my kids are in first grade in pre-K, and my son's 2.5. So like they really haven't been that old enough to go trick-or-treating.
Yep.
And so in years past, I've always been the guy that had to stay at home because there's a lot of neighborhood kids that go around. No, they want to come and they want me to answer the door, because they know, hey, Besler's in our neighborhood, and it's fun for them. And there's a couple people, especially when I was still playing, they dress up as sporting players or me or
as
whatever.
You, yeah.
It's a fun experience. And so I always felt that responsibility or kind of that burden to like stay at home and be the guy that answers the door because that's what the kids are expecting. But now, I mean, I'm at the point where my kids are old enough to go trick-or-treating, and like as a dad, like you want to be that dad that, goes around a little bit and lets them run and kind of.
You bring the cooler.
Yeah.
The wagon with the cooler.
Bring the wagon with the cooler. And so I think this year I'm just fully committing to my kids. I'm going to go out with them, be that dad, walk around, cooler beer, and somebody else will answer my door.
I'm saying, go ahead, Sharon. What are you?
I mean, I'm doing that.
You can't. You live out.
No, out here, I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to put candy out or anything.
You don't put the candy out just in case?
Who the hell is going to come down here?
I mean, you got a couple neighbors, couple acres away, but like.
Yeah, no.
What would you do if somebody came up in costumes?
He's got to put out some like corn feed on the front and
no
get
one's
some
coming
cows
down
out
here.
What if?
They get nothing. But I did give out. When I did live in a subdivision, I would give out
the big stuff.
Not the king size, but I'd give out full size candy bars.
Yeah, I like that. Got to be known for something.
Yeah, and then I would also go with the kids. I did I had the Ranger with the trailer, and I would get some hay bales, and I'd do a hay ride around the subdivision for all the kids.
Oh, you're so cool.
And we would stop at the top of the street. All the kids would scatter, go to the houses, and everyone would meet back at the Ranger, and then we'd just go to the next street and do the same thing.
I like it.
Hay rides.
Creating lazy habits, man. That's creating lazy habits.
Best costume for you guys as a kid, or favorite costume?
Oh, shoot.
I would say I dressed up as Al Harris one time. Remember our coach?
Yeah.
Growing up as a Packers fan, 31 with the dreads. And I had if you ever go to like just a random like ski hill, I guess you would say they are in like Michigan and Indiana. They'd have these like cool, like just multicolored, just like winter hats with long like dreads, old school like snowboarding theme, and rocked that with a Packers jersey. Ran around, jumped in leaves. That was kind of my deal back in the day. Football player was kind of my go-to.
Football player, Power Ranger, I think.
What color?
Red.
Okay.
Strong.
That's
black.
strong. That's strong.
Leader.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I don't remember, really.
Have you dressed up?
We went as a family once to the Chiefs around the stadium.
That's a cool deal.
We PJ Masks. That is the cartoon.
No.
Yeah.
we
I was
watched that.
Who was I? I can't remember his name, but I was the crazy hair,
Yeah.
The one that drives around that little souped up.
You
like,
did
tank
dress up
thing.
as an inflatable American Eagle one time at Tyreek's Halloween party. You were there. That was you, right?
No. I put it on.
You were there with the.
I went there. I didn't think I dressed up. You dressed up as the eagle, and we played ping pong.
No, I was the sumo man.
Sumo man.
Pat
yes.
was the dinosaur, and I'm pretty sure you were an inflatable eagle.
No,
What am
that
I
might have
thinking
been
of?
Kelsey.
Nope, he wasn't there.
Wasn't me.
I'll get a picture.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it wasn't me.
All right, being a Kansas City lifer, we had some debate last week on best pizza in Kansas City, which you've never had Rosati's, right?
No, I don't think so.
Which is bad as a Kansas City guy. I mean, not really, because it's not like a Kansas City brand. But
I've never had it either.
boys, I'll get it for you. Name your top 5 date spots in Kansas City. Date nights.
Date nights.
Date nights.
You go to
Okay.
date nights with the wife.
Okay. So I would say off the top of my head, we go to Cafe Provence. It's a place in Prairie Village Shops. It's right down the street from our house. It's a birthday dinner meal. Steak, wine. It's a nice spot. Small, but you kind of know everybody.
Yep.
That's our go-to, Cafe Provence. I would say that down in the crossroads, we used to go to a place called Novel. Like Novel, Farina, Corvino's, all of those spots are really good, but I have allegiance to a place called Novel because we used to go there before kids. It's a good spot. They make the homemade pasta in-house, and they've got like just a bunch of different stuff, so you kind of just order a bunch of different things, and you get to like taste the different stuff, which I kind of like. So that's number 2. So Cafe Provence, Novel. I would say I'm going to throw out a Mexican spot called Rudy's. It's down in Westport on Westport Road. I love a good neighborhood Mexican spot. So I would say go to Rudy's, especially like if we're going to a concert or something like that. That's really, for us, like dates. I mean, normally we just go out to eat dinner and just come home.
Yep.
And that's our typical date. But like if we're actually going out to do something, it's most likely for a concert, live music, or a sporting event. So going somewhere before that, Rudy's, pizza spot. I'll throw out a pizza spot.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I don't. There's not one spot that I like have to go to every single time, but I like Minsky's. Yeah.
I was hoping I was going to say, don't say Minsky's.
I know.
I know it's a Kansas City thing, but I had somebody comment on my post. They were saying, like, Minsky's is not what it used to be. Like, they said they got high school kids making the pizza now. Like, we need an old school pizzeria guy.
We go to Spin a lot because the kids, they've got a good setup for kids. And I do. They got good pizza. But if I'm, like, ordering pizza at home, then we'll probably order Minsky's. Johnny's has good pizza. Johnny's Tavern has good pizza. Buffalo State Pizza. It used to be called Papakino's. It's a good spot.
They got Martin City Brewery out in Lenexa has some good pizza too.
Agreed with that. Yeah, they got a spot in Mission Farms.
Yeah.
A new spot in Mission Farms that's close to our house.
So other than that, I've heard of the 2 places that one place. Everything what you said is I don't go to those areas.
Yeah, we're way too OP. I guess we're way too far south to go.
Timber Creek, big Timber Creek fan. I'll take you to there sometime.
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
Lewisburg.
Ooh.
See
My
yourself.
spot, the Mexican spot back in the day used to be Jalapenos, 151st and 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our neighborhood Mexican spot.
Yeah, no, I'm talking Timber Creek is where it's at.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
All right, I got number 5 though. I just thought of it. And we've been doing it recently, actually. We've been going, my wife and I have been golfing a little bit together.
I'll probably guess it. I'll guess it. You want me to
What?
guess it?
What?
You want to guess it?
Silo?
I was going to say Silo.
Oh, that's a good spot. That's actually a great spot. Yeah, that might be in there.
What were you going to say?
No, the date spot.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Oh.
only restaurants, or are you talking about like a date spot?
Oh,
A date
Oh,
spot
you've been talking-
We
going.
shoulda- we
I
shoulda
thought you were talking about
clarified.
country club, like you were going to
Oh,
eat
no,
at the
no.
country club, which then
That's
made
why
me
it
think
popped
of
in my head.
Silo.
Got you.
It's supposed to be food related.
Okay, well, no, Garrick was like with the top 5 date spots. I don't know, like
That's
a
my
date,
fault, yeah,
going
that's
on a
my
date
fault. You
would
coulda
be.
said,
Well,
like-
that's usually what I would consider which is like what you said. It's like
It's
you
only
usually
eating
go
dinner.
and eat
Yeah.
and then go
Yeah, yeah.
home.
Silo's a great spot. I think I've been there twice, maybe 3 times, but yeah, great.
Silo's
it's just a little
awesome.
too far from us to hop in the car and drive.
That's not
30
that
minutes.
far from me. What's that, like 20 minutes?
There's just no good way to get there
I was gonna-
because you
yeah,
got to
you
go
live- yeah.
around 435, or you just got to cut across 87.
That's the only thing good about living out south, man. You just right on the highway,
Yeah,
get anywhere you
69,
want.
35, 435.
That's
you gotta
about
be
it.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you live in OP area. I mean, you're stop sign, street light, stop sign, street light.
Yeah.
Watch
Rye,
out.
Rye's a good spot. Have you been to Rye?
Rye, yeah, Rye's a
Right,
good
hey, that's
spot.
our spot. Couple whiskey poppers. Come on.
Whiskey poppers. Talking about the.
I don't know if I've heard of that.
I've never heard of a whiskey popper.
It's not. I mean, that's not what
It's
it's
not
called.
what it's called, and
It's
I know
called
I- you
a
made me-
old fashioned.
It's not an old fashioned.
Yeah, but that's what you normally would get.
No, it's not the old
Get
fashioned.
that orange peel.
It's not the old fashioned though. It's
Little
called
bronze
something different.
cup.
It's called something different. What's it called?
Who cares?
No, I care because
Well, he thinks this is another idea. It just popped in my head. We'll go number 6. You guys
It's a list.
should try this too. And we never think about it. Just staying at home and cooking like a nice meal. So like if you ever have the opportunity where your kids are, I don't know if you guys have family in town. I know you don't really, but like if your kids go somewhere for the evening and you always think like, oh, what are we doing? We got to go out. We got to go out. But sometimes it's just nice to stay at home and your kids aren't there. And it feels really weird because you're in your house without your kids. But like just go and get some nice steaks and make some good salad or veg, like whatever, like you kind of used to do before kids, and relax a little bit, put some music on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you're gonna go and get a steak, where are you going to get it?
Oh,
There's
careful,
a couple.
boy.
There's
Careful, buddy.
there's
Careful.
only one place that I'm gonna recommend, or there's two, but one I'm not gonna do.
Okay. I used to go to a place called McGogginals.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Ward Parkway, right?
Yeah, Ward Parkway.
Again, like everything is north of 435
Yeah, I
for
know.
you. I don't
they,
do that.
so
over
they just got bought out though. They changed their name to Fairway Meat Market.
Yeah, Fairway Meat
Fairway.
Market. There's a
You
new
got
one.
Out
yeah,
south.
Yeah, they
Down
opened
south.
up, so now they have 2.
but I
so
don't. I'm not going there.
yeah, where do I need to go? I
Golden
clearly
Belt.
don't know.
Golden Belt Beef.
Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's a good
Right
spot.
on 151st and 69.
69.
Okay.
You want a good steak? Talk to my guys over there.
Okay. Well, this
They
is.
might pull the box out in the back for you. My name on it. A couple ribeyes.
Let's go. I need a good steak hookup.
Ask them next time you go in there. There's a Sherman box in the back.
Yeah, I believe it. Your name. I mean, I bring your name up every time I walk in.
They're good. Western Kansas,
Yeah.
grass fed, grain finish. Awesome.
It's right by that. There's like a smoke and fire place.
There
right?
used
Like,
to be the
used-
Smoke and Fire. I think they moved. Smoke and Fire moved to 119th. I
Okay.
think.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's right behind the Taco Bell, the McDonald's, right over there.
Probably right next to your old jalapeno spot.
It is across
Yeah.
the highway.
Across the other
What
way.
what's the cut? What's the Sherm special? Are you like
Oh,
a
ribeye.
ribeye
Oh yeah, ribeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bone in?
No. I mean, I could. Yeah, I'll do both.
Yeah.
I've gotten the what is it? The ribeye for 2 at Silo before, and I've eaten that myself.
Oh, like is it the T-bone where you get one of it's the ribeye and then the other's the fillet?
I think it's
Or
a
is it
bone-in
porterhouse?
ribeye
Okay.
that they just call for 2.
Oh.
And I just eat that sometimes.
Oh, nice, sweet. Well, that's all we got. That's all we got. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, we
Yeah.
have nothing else.
we,
We
hit
just really
everything.
appreciate you the in-depth, detailed description of soccer and
Soccer
the playoffs.
details is what we need, so we know what's going on.
I really enjoyed the like circle up that
Yeah,
whole
that's a good one.
that whole story.
Circle up, and boys, come on, little chicken fight.
Yeah, Coach Reed wouldn't have done that.
No, because there would be probably a big brawl.
Yeah.
Pick sides. Your boys in there.
Who was the dude? Was it last weekend in college? Was it college? He took his helmet off and swung a kicker.
Saw
Yeah,
that,
it was kicker.
Was it the kicker? Was it in college or was it the NFL?
Well, did you see what happened in the hockey league?
Yeah, did you see that?
Did you see
I
that?
heard about it.
You haven't
Is
seen the
there-
video?
No, there's a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video's out
What?
there. It's a lot. But
It's ice skate, neck, just done.
I mean, I don't need to see that.
Oh, good. Well, Matt, we appreciate you coming out. It's an honor to have you on the show. And
Reoccurring guest, maybe.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Soccer, like.
I mean,
you
soccer
know?
season's almost done, but like, there's obviously soccer everywhere in the world, so it kind of
Yeah.
never ends. We need our updates, so we know what's going on.
Would you want to commit to that?
I can be convinced.
Get a
I
pump in.
enjoyed my time. I
him
appreciate
a-
you guys having me on.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. All right, well, that's it. We'll wrap it up.
All right, thank you.